Hello everyone, my name is AP the Weird One, and we are back with episode 3 of I Got Married to the girl that I hate the most in the classroom. This episode was a bit interesting. It was a bit of good and bad, a bit of highs and lows. It's a bit interesting. It was kind of hard to basically describe, but we'll break down to the main portions. So I want to start off with the first bit in the beginning, where each of them kind of enjoys something they really like. For her, she wanted to watch a movie on cats. She rented one that has a 24-hour cycle, and then there's a best of, which is 3 hours. So they watch the best of 3 hours, and he falls asleep in the manga. He has his eyes taped open, but after that, they decide to play a video game, a fighting game. He's surprised that he loses, but he's happy that they get to, spend time with each other. And after that, when they're in bed, they come to the conclusion that he wanted her to use his first name, Akane, and him use Saito. So they go on talk each other in a first name basis. But the main thing is kind of being a little bit more of a couple. So we found out he's at school. He's reading a book on how to become better in relationships, and kind of grow together. And one of them is to do things together. And the big thing is they decide to go shopping. This leads to some interesting scenes, like when he grabs don't, she yells at him and hey, don't discuss this. And then he takes her. It's like, well, I think we should go shopping together. I'm like, and she mentions the word date, and then he immediately throws her into her classroom. He's like, you're going to do bad things to me. And that got really irritating. Akane's voice is, it's supposed to be over-exaggerated, but yeah, she takes a little far. Especially considering Saito is definitely the good boy in this series. She's being a little bit over too corrective, let's say. But then from there, they kind of had some weird interactions. Himari bugs her hey, I got the day off of work. You want to go get the strawberry parfait? He's like, no, I got something. I have to go somewhere. Is it with Saito? And then she just kind of runs off she doesn't want to explain everything. We'll talk about a little bit more about the big portion at the very end. But so she leaves, and then she runs into his cousin. He asks her about collaborating. I gotta get going. This is something very important to me. She doesn't want to give me full answers. She's unaware that his cousin knows. But they go on to the shopping center, and it's actually a really sweet moment. They're picking out goods. There's the get chicken for 50 yen. They both get absolutely destroyed. They have a good moment. It's fun. Then they kind of go home. And later on, and this is something a little bit more in the manga, but she starts snuggling up to him, and he's like, and he looks at her very sweetly, and he's about to poke her cheek, and she wakes up what are you doing? And she gets all mad. I'm like, you have a sweet sleeping face, and you were cuddling up to me. I kind of wish they had done that instead of this, which we'll get into a little bit in a moment. But she's like, okay, you can look at my face, and they fall asleep, and they wake up very jury. I think that after, let's see, hold on. Oh yeah, all right. They got fall in that scene. So they had a little scuffle in the kitchen. He wears a shirt and tie, he's not going to go naked. It's really fun. But they are getting some strawberry bread, and Himari's gets in the scene. It's not in the manga, and I kind of wish they had maybe not done this scene, focus more on the little cuddly aspect. But there is a reason for their doing it, although it's revealed later on. It was revealed a little bit earlier on. They hinted at the big thing, which we'll discuss at the very end. From there, we get to the study session, and he's always number one because he's got a photographic memory, and she has to study really hard. And the doing process, she actually gets a fever. And even after taking some medicine, he has to take her, he's going to have to take her to the hospital. But a little before that, we learn her big secret. The reason her grandma forced her to get married is because she's going to pay for her go to medical school and become a doctor. That's her big dream. She wants to be help for people. She doesn't like being in a weak position. Personally, I think that's a bit of dickish on the mother to grandmother. It's like, hey, to withhold that in order to fill a dream that she could never have. His is like a little bit understandable because his grandpa could give him the company of whoever's best deserved. He's not really entitled to it, but I mean, they're still a bit dickish. I just think the grandmother's reasons more. We found out her family doesn't have a lot of money, but her grandma's like, all right, I'll pay for it, but you got to fulfill this wish. Seems very scummy, like I said. But you know, he's very supportive. When they get to the hospital, he has the motivation to basically take her there. Like he's got adrenaline. He runs and takes her there, and he's like, you think my dream's stupid? I'm like, no, I don't think so. And he laments like, there's gonna be a happy ending at the end of this. And from there let's see. And then there they found that that's just normal cold. Everything goes back to normal. Although she does tease her about, hey, he recorded her saying, I looked up to you when I was in the fever. A little fun little aspect. But at the very end, there's a little flirtation. Himari decides to flirt with our young man, and it's revealed to us that she has a crush on him. And she thinks she's got a chance with him. She says, I look up to you. She flirts with him. He doesn't get it, although maybe he's like, he understands, like he understood it. He's just like, he wasn't giving her the time of day. But we found out she comes right after her. She yells at him just slightly and says, now that you're married, you can't be too friendly with women. It's like, oh, she's growing to really like him. She gets a little bit jealous, which, hey, it makes sense. When you're married, you can't really flirt with other women. You gotta pay attention to your lady friend. Kind of interesting. And he's like, wow, my wife has been really cute with me lately. The manga gives a little more detail about that, but yeah, she's warming up to him. She wants to be on her good side. Maybe she's catching the drift. Like, I don't want to lose this guy. He's a really nice guy. My dreams are at stake, so maybe there's that. They're grown as a couple. Yes, she can be a little bit annoying. Her voice actor could maybe tone it down, or maybe they should have chosen a little bit better voice actor. But given what the manga is, I can understand. Speaking of the manga, I was reading through it to see what was going on, and God, the colored pages for the series look fantastic. Like, I've heard the rumor that the series is supposed to have go down the drain, but it looks so beautiful. I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm probably going to pick up the manga when it comes out in March. I don't know. I think maybe it's worth investing. Maybe I'll change my mind as the series go on. But for now, I mean, if it's an alright dumpster fire. I mean, it can't be as bad as Ocean Oko, right? From what I've heard. Anyway, with that, I'll see you guys for the next episode. I think next thing I get to record is S-Class Behemoth. But yeah. Hopefully that's a wonderful day. Make sure to check out the series. I think it's goofy and it can be a little annoying, but it's still worth it. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys next time.